It's really interesting that when economists and marketers look at the population, we tend to divide it into generational cohorts because each generational cohort has unique behavioural characteristics that are a function of the timing and the environment that they were born into. This is a generation that has only ever known digital connectivity, and their life reflects that. They spend approximately 60% of their time online. In fact, if you were looking for a defining characteristic of Gen Z, it's always on. They gather their information more from social networks, and they form brand preferences that are aligned with their own preferences in terms of they look for brands that have a social cause, that have a presence, that are active in the community and have views that are important on the issues that are important to them. But the defining characteristic of Gen Z is the fact that they are the first truly digital online generation. Now, if we look at the events of 2020, all those other generations, in fact, the entire population of the world was forced to make that adjustment and move online in 1 year. So the interesting question is, if you're matching that digital presence that has come from 20 years of organic experience and growing alongside digital technology, if you move to that in 1 year, are your preferences and behaviours going to be the same? And that's why I think Gen Z really is an apex point for how we should be studying and looking at the behavioural implications of this enormous shift online, because this online presence is likely to persist for some time. And how our behaviours adapt to that is going to show the stickiness that other generations have with being online so constantly. And we're already starting to get some very clear behavioural indicators that these changes are permanent, these changes are sticky, and how every other generation up to Gen Z is now going to be forming brand preferences, brand influences, and be subject to persuasive commerce and influence to the same extent that Gen Z already is.